Hello, racing fans. Welcome back to the channel for another episode here on the Sports Geek. My name is Joe, and I'm here bringing you a preview to two of the races on day four of the Royal Meeting. We're going to take a look at the Commonwealth Cup, and then we are going to look at the Coronation Stakes as well. Two Group Ones and two races that should be really thrilling to watch. We'll get straight into it though on this episode, and we will start off with the 305 at Ascot, which is the Commonwealth Cup, a Group 1 over 6 furlongs, and the current market is as so. We have Venetian Sun at 13 to 8. We have Albert Einstein at 6 to 1 for Ballydoyle. We have 12 to 1 for Coppell, 12 to 1 for Havana Anna. We have 12 to 1 for Division, 14 to 1 for Godolphin's Wise Approach, and then 20 to 1 bar those. So the Commonwealth Cup is a really good Group 1 contest for the 3-year-old Colts and Fillies over the 6 furlong trip. And this is a race that has quickly established itself as one of the premier sprint races across the season in this division. We've had some really good winners of the race. We've had Inisherin, Shaquille, Perfect Power. We've had Golden Horde advertised, and several of those have gone on to do much better in their older careers too. But for this race, we are going to start with the 13 to 8 favourite for Carl Burke, which is Venetian Sun. She definitely heads the market for all of the right reasons, and she has actually been the idea for many people as the banker of the meeting. She's a lovely daughter of Starman who enjoyed a really good campaign last year as a 2-year-old, winning her first 4 starts, which included the Albany here at Royal Ascot, and she then won the Group 1 Prix at Deauville as well. Her only defeat last season actually came when she stepped up to 7 furlongs for the first time, but you've got to give her credit there. She was only second to Precise, who of course won the Irish Styles and Guineas too. But it was a campaign that definitely established her as one of the better horses of this generation. And even though she was a little bit underwhelming on her reappearance this year, she did come back and bolt up in the Group 2 at Haydock, just establishing that she just needed that first run to blow away a few of the cobwebs. A lot of the media was saying she may not have trained on, and a few other sort of question marks like that were surrounding her chances after getting beat first start this season. But it looks like she just needed that run because she was much better at Haydock. She looked real strong. She certainly looked like she matured a little bit over the winter, and I'd imagine that she's going to be the right horse to beat here, especially with that fillies allowance. And she does actually have a fair bit of form with some of these runners already. Albert Einstein in at 6 to 1 for Ballydoyle. He was widely regarded as a horse that was going to go on to much better things, but that early expectation hasn't quite panned out. He has actually just been a little bit underwhelming since. He has been supported quite well in the market, and I'm not quite sure why, because it's not on form anyway. Ultimately, it could be to do with having powerhouse connections with Aidan O'Brien, but he will definitely need to show more to win here, which is possible, but we probably haven't seen him hit the level that is required to win a race like this. So there are definitely question marks around Albert Einstein, even though there's plenty of intrigue about him too. Coppell is definitely an interesting runner here at 12 to 1. He actually won one of the key trial races over course and distance on his seasonal reappearance. And that to me looked like a performance that was actually progress from his 2-year-old career. He did actually show plenty of ability as a 2-year-old, maybe a little bit green on a few of the occasions, probably suggesting there could have been more to come. But it's reasonable to expect further progress now he has won first time out as a 3-year-old. I definitely wouldn't put anyone off backing Coppell. The double figure price for him is certainly fair, especially for a horse that looks like he's progressing nicely. Wise Approach is a colt that definitely takes a little bit of interest here. He's probably one I wouldn't want to give up on just yet either. His form as a 2-year-old is pretty strong, and it actually does tie in with Venetian Sun 2, which is, of course, a nice little bit of a tick in the box. But things didn't necessarily go to plan for him since, which does obviously leave a few question marks. But if he leaves his first 2 starts of this campaign behind him, there could still be a big run in him yet. Again, 14 to 1 to bounce back and show a little bit more. Again, might just be worth a little bit of a chance here. He should handle the track no problem. Very talented, few quirks, but there could be a big run in him for sure. The verdict here, however, is going to be with the Donica O'Brien trained Havana Anna. She brings some strong form to the table already, having finished second to True Love in the Group 1 last season before returning this year to get off the mark in really good fashion in a Group 3 at Nace. And I like Nace form with regards to horses coming to Ascot. And her overall profile probably stacks up well in comparison to the majority of this field. For me, she looks like a really interesting each way proposition here. Venetian Sun is arguably the most talented filly in the race, but the gap between these two on paper may just be a little bit too much. On value, Havana Anna just about gets the nod here at 10 to 1 each way. The second race that we're going to look at here is the Coronation Stakes, the Group 1 over a mile, the 4:20 at Royal Ascot. We have Precise here at 4 to 6, True Love at 3 to 1, Tulane at 10 to 1, then any price you like for the remainder. Again, this is a race, to be fair, where we usually have a better field. Not necessarily a better field, but probably one with more classier animals. But this very much looks like a top heavy market and probably where you want to be sticking with at this point in time. Tulane is definitely a really nice sort for the Shadwell operation, and Owen Burrows has actually been quite bullish about her chances here. I actually think Ascot will suit her really well, which could bring her a little bit closer to the front two in the market. But the reality is she does have at least 5 lengths to find with True Love, and that's before we even touch on her stablemate Precise, the 4 to 6 favourite here. So, as mentioned, and as you can probably tell, the Coronation Stakes does evolve around True Love and her stable mate Precise. They both bring the standout form into this race. True Love, of course, arrives here as the 1,000 Guineas winner at Newmarket, where she showed her usual honest, straightforward profile, and it was a really dominant display. However, she was actually beaten by Precise next time out in the Irish 1,000 Guineas. And on that evidence, I think Precise may well just be the stronger filly of the two. I don't see any obvious reason why that form should be reversed. The expectation is probably that True Love is going to go off first, get first run on these. She could be the one that's heading for home first of all, but that likely sets things up quite nicely for Precise here at 4 to 6. She's a real strong finisher. I imagine she's going to track True Love most of the way round, and then she's going to have the gears to get the job done. But beyond this leading pair, it is hard to make a real strong case for any of the remaining runners in this field. So a short price here, but this is all about Precise, the 4 to 6 favourite for Ballydoyle. Okay, so 2 selections for you. Havana Anna coming in the Commonwealth Cup, and then that's an each way selection. And then in the Coronation Stakes, we are siding with the odds on favourite Precise at 4 to 6. She should be rock solid and very hard to beat. Just the 2 selections for you here today on the Sports Geek, but the US Open has begun, so do check out my content on the channel for that event as well. And I'll be back again tomorrow with a full weekend preview of my Ascot selections and any horses that I fancy elsewhere on the cards. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Loads of content coming here on the Sports Geek. Best of luck, gamble responsibly, and we will see you real soon.